I was not recording that whole time? Are you serious? I wasn't even recording my face cam that... Alright, let's talk about this. It's not easy. Feels like losing an old friend, you know? You never really got along all the time, but you were always trying to push each other to get better, and in the end, you can't really imagine what life would be like without them. Fuck, man, you know? It's kind of like a breakup. You know, you might be searching for some straw to grasp at, something to try to keep it alive, but you knew this day was coming. You didn't want it to, so maybe you pretended like you didn't, or that you were more distant than you really were, but in the end, it's over. You knew it, and there's nothing you can really do about it now. And that's hard, but that's life. And I'm not trying to get anybody's hopes up by any means, because the only thing that could really bring Dirty Bomb back a development team at this point would be if it somehow got massive exposure and a large influx of players started playing and buying things from the shop, and I just don't think that's likely to happen right now, because even if it was caught wind of by some, I don't know, somebody who had the resources to advertise and expose this game to a lot of people, at this point their experience with the game probably wouldn't be great enough for them to even be willing to do that. But luckily the game is still here. It's luckily not going anywhere anytime soon, and we still have the options to use Steam trading and stuff like that now that it is live. If you want to play competitively, there still is Faceit integration for that, if that's something that you're into. Of course, you're going to have to locate some people to play with at that point, but there's still a lot of people who still hold Dirty Bomb dear to their heart and probably will still be playing it for a long time to come. Even if it's on more of an occasion basis, like with myself, I might, you know, load it up every once in a while just to see how many people are playing, but with my last experience playing, this was like last month, and there's only a couple people playing in North America, so my experience wasn't that great. We will be getting one final balance pass, and then the only updates the game will receive from this point forward will be limited to very small scale events like login rewards, extra case drops, stuff like that. There is a full article on the main website that explains everything that's going on, and I'll link that in the description if you haven't read it already. I recommend you go check it out. It's a good read, and it explains everything that happened and answers a few questions you might still have. But I want to thank everybody who had anything to do with Dirty Bomb. It doesn't matter how small your contribution was, if you literally just like patched up a little piece of artwork or something. I don't care, man. You helped create one of the best FPS games of all time. One of the best free-to-play games of all time, and in my opinion, or at least my favorite shooter game of all time. I had so much fun playing Dirty Bomb. Actually, my friend Dan was the one who turned me on to it long time ago. This was, geez, probably 3 years ago. Has it already been that long? Anyways, my buddy Dan got me into Dirty Bomb, and I was playing it with him for a while, and he kind of lost interest, and I kind of kept playing, and that's when I started making YouTube videos about it. But I'll never forget the awesome universe of Dirty Bomb and all the cool characters that came out of that world, because it was awesome. Dirty Bomb is truly unique in my opinion in how well they pull off all these different character tropes, because they got so many different mercs from different national backgrounds, ethnic backgrounds. You know, you got a good mix of male and female mercs, and the mercs are so casual with the way that they interact with each other. It really sells the effect that, you know, these are mercs who all live in the same place. You know, they've either worked with each other before or fought against each other. Everybody's just out to make a quick buck. They're mercenaries, just trying to make some money. It's nothing personal, kid. And if you're not on top, then get the fuck out of the way. And that is what adds so much richness to this game and depth. And I don't think we really realize that most of the time. I mean, I couldn't really put my finger on it until I started writing this video. So it feels like the story is there. Even if it's not written, you can feel like it's there. I mean, we've even had instances where the player's actions impacted the game's lore in really cool ways. Namely, the time we had Amy melt Proxy's eye directly out of her skull during the Rogue on Vogue event. That was pretty fun. Not only was that outcome due to the player's choices made during that event, and man, were those numbers at the end very close, but we received model changing skins in the game that reflected that, and that was cool. And Proxy even got herself a new eye during a later event. So yeah. Not only was the gameplay rich and exciting, but the love I have for this game goes way deeper than just killing bad guys. But the gameplay was incredible. It still is. And while it did have its quirks and few strange bugs that were kind of around since the beginning and never really got fixed. It was fast, man. It had solid mechanics. Some of the best mechanics maybe the best mechanics out of any shooter game that I've played, but I mean, I haven't been around the block too many times. But like I said, it was fast, it had solid movement mechanics, it was objective oriented, it had different levels of depth based on how optimized your teamwork was. It relied heavily on teamwork, that's for damn sure. And while it is true that one really good player could carry a team by themselves and dominate a lobby on their own against, you know, lesser skilled players, if your team had 2 or more players with any competence at all, you would shred through every lobby without any problems. And this can be very frustrating at times, infuriating sometimes. I know I have felt those problems before, because sometimes you just feel like you're the only one on your team with any sort of competence at all, and the other team only has 2 people working together, just 2, and they are completely rolling you. But that's kind of what I expected. I mean, yeah, it did suck, but it's kind of why I liked it too, to be honest. You were constantly reminded that there is always somebody out there better than you, and because the skill ceiling was so high, you always felt like there were new things for you to learn. And situations are so dynamic with the way that the maps are laid out. It might seem like there is only like 2 or 3 options for the most part, because everything is, you know, based around these objective areas. But there are so many different possibilities for each scenario with the amount of mercs and abilities and different situations and things that you can do, because you're always adapting, and it's a learning experience the whole time. You'll never feel like the game is stale. At least you shouldn't. If you're doing the same thing over and over again, it might feel stale because you're not actually paying attention or learning or adapting to your situation. And that's a problem that I noticed a lot of the lesser experienced players had, was that they weren't adapting. They were just trying to use their method and hoping that it would work. That's not how you play this type of game. I think that's why I like Super Smash Brothers too. There's so much depth to that game and so many different situations and scenarios, and you're always adapting. Anyways, I'm getting off topic here. But there's always an opportunity for you to learn from your opponents, and you can see yourself improving too. That's what's really awesome about it. Sometimes you just forget that you're doing it too, and then suddenly it becomes this process that's just so natural to you. And that's one of the things that I love about video games. Probably the biggest thing that keeps me playing them. Like I said, another classic example of this is Super Smash Brothers. Another great competitive game that offers so much in terms of variety of situation and high skill ceiling for improvement. It must have started with the original Mario Brothers for the NES, because that was the first video game that I ever owned, and even to this day I could still see myself, you know, running through it, trying to do things more optimally and improve my runs. I don't know, I guess I just like a challenge, and Dirty Bomb gave me one hell of a challenge. It's really tough knowing that the final patch is coming soon, and after that the player base is probably gonna dwindle slowly, but it's gonna get down there. It's already down there. But I'm sure this last balance pass will pique a little bit of interest for some people, at least for a short while. For myself personally, I uninstalled the game as soon as I saw that they nerfed Sparks again. But in all honesty, I probably won't play again if there's not enough people in North America to actually fill a lobby, because like I said, the last time I played a few weeks ago, my experience wasn't really the greatest. There was only a couple people playing in North America, and Dirty Bomb's netcode isn't necessarily the greatest, and when you reach pings closing in on the triple digits, things start to get really sloppy, and that's not the way that I want to play Dirty Bomb. So playing in servers like EU, where the ping is really high, is not something that I really want to do. Fortunately though, I do have a series to finish, and I've alluded to it a few times in the past. Actually, I've kind of teased it in more of a splash damage kind of way, where I'm just like, hey, something really cool is coming, but I'm not gonna tell you what or when. It's coming soon, and then just doesn't show up. I had to throw in another stab. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. Because that's pretty much what I did. I was like, I'm working on something, and then I just went dark. Well, I guess I'll come clean now. So what I was working on was a little short project, trying to see how long it would actually take you to get a Cobalt from scratch. And I've pretty much completed it already. I have all the fragments I need. I just need like 30,000 more credits or something like that, which shouldn't take too long to get, honestly. The only problem I have right now is that I hate the contract system. I really wish they would have kept the tri-hourly missions, or at least changed contracts in a way that didn't make it take so long to complete them. Because the contract system, believe it or not, I actually do like the idea of it. I just, like with some other things, I like the idea of it. I just don't like the values that they've used. Takes too long. Crafting a Cobalt card takes too long. But I digress again. If any of you are interested in seeing that, then let me know in the comments of this video and I'll actually finish it. But for now, I don't really know what I'm gonna do with my channel, to be honest. I thought about just not uploading at all anymore, but I still have some stuff that I would like to share, and having an audience to share it with is really nice. And I've still got all you great people who are still here, so if you are interested in seeing more content from me that doesn't revolve around Dirty Bomb, then great, because I would like to upload some other stuff unrestricted. I know this is a gaming channel, but we'll see. But I take no offense at all to anybody who's uninterested in continuing to follow my channel. No problem, I get it. Honestly, I've been thinking about seriously doing like product reviews and stuff like that, but for that type of thing I would really need a good camera and lighting setup, so that's not something I plan on doing anytime soon, but it is something that I would actually really like to do. I could start it now with the setup that I have, like record with my phone and just do it on a sunny day when the light can shine through my window, and I've got a table over here. I don't know. Maybe I'm holding myself back in that regard. I'll have to learn to step outside of that. But anyways, that's it for me today. I hope you all watched and enjoyed the watch. Thank you all again for being with me on this journey. It's been, wow, it's been a roller coaster, man. It's had its ups and downs, and I was never always the most level-headed during this journey, I can say that. But I've learned a lot from my experience, and I think that's the most important thing that I can take out of this, is that I've learned a lot about myself. But again, a really big thank you to all the developers who worked on this game. You guys rock. None of this would be possible without you. And again, I'm sorry for being a dick. I really loved your game, and sometimes love could be vengeful. I never meant to try to hurt anybody by any means. I just, I don't know, I guess I got too deep. I know I can't take back all the nasty things that I've said, but I do wish you all the best of success and opportunities in your future projects. So good luck, and take care, everyone. Fuck, that took forever, man. How long did that... It took me 45 minutes to record that? Are you serious? I'm bad at this. Are you serious? I was not recording that whole time? Are you serious? I wasn't even recording my face cam that... That was not bad.